Before sleep, let tonight heal the wound you've hidden. You may have hidden it so well that no one around you can see it. You may smile, answer messages, finish your work, care for others, and move through the day as though nothing inside you is hurting. You may have learned how to sound calm while your heart feels tired. You may have learned how to say, "I'm fine," even when a part of you is asking to be held. But when the room becomes quiet, when there is nothing left to do, and when the noise of the day begins to fade, that hidden wound may speak again. It may not speak with clear words. It may appear as a heavy feeling in your chest. It may appear as thoughts that return at night. It may feel like sadness without a clear reason, fear that something good will leave, or a deep tiredness that rest does not seem to touch. It may be the ache of not feeling chosen. It may be the pain of being misunderstood. It may be the memory of words that changed the way you saw yourself. It may be grief, rejection, shame, loneliness, or the belief that you had to become someone else in order to be loved. Whatever the wound is, you do not need to explain every part of it tonight. You do not need to find the perfect words. You do not need to understand why every feeling is still here. You do not have to solve the whole past before you're allowed to rest. Tonight is not asking you to fix everything. Tonight is only asking you to stop running from the part of you that has been waiting for love. There is a difference between carrying pain and caring for pain. You may have carried it for a long time. You may have carried it into new days, new hopes, new choices, and new rooms. You may have carried it while telling yourself that it did not matter anymore. But carrying something does not always mean it has been cared for. Sometimes pain stays because it has never begun. Met with enough kindness. Sometimes it remains because every time it rises, you push it down, judge it, or tell yourself that you should be over it. Tonight, you can choose another way. You can say, "I know you are still here. I know you have been trying to protect me. I know you became quiet because you did not feel safe enough to speak. But I am listening now." You do not need to force tears. You do not need to search for a memory. You do not need to make yourself feel anything. Simply let the hurting part of you know that it is no longer alone. Let it know that you are not here to judge it. You are not here to rush it. You are not here to tell it that it has taken too long. You are here to stay. Healing often begins in this small moment. Not when the pain disappears, but when you stop turning away from yourself because the pain is present. The wound may have taught you to hide. It may have taught you that your feelings were too much, that your needs were a burden, or that silence was safer than honesty. But tonight, the truth can begin to change. Your feelings are not too much. Your needs do not make you weak. Your pain does not make you difficult to love. You are not broken because something still hurts. You are human, and your heart has been carrying something that needed more care than it received. Say gently within yourself, "Tonight, I am safe enough to stop hiding from myself." Let those words come close. You do not have to fully believe them yet. You only need to allow them near you. Tonight, I am safe enough to stop hiding from myself. Maybe the wound is afraid that if you look at it, it will become stronger. Maybe you believe that opening the door to the pain will pull you back into it. But seeing pain with love is not the same as becoming trapped inside it. A feeling can be noticed without becoming your whole identity. A memory can be honored without becoming your future. A wound can be touched with care without being allowed to lead your life. You are not the wound. You are the one who can now bring love to it. That is where your strength returns. Not through pretending that nothing happened, not through forcing yourself to be positive, not through speaking over your pain as though it has no right to exist. Your strength returns when you can say, "This hurt me, and I am still worthy of peace. This changed me, and I can still choose love. This has been hidden, but it does not have to remain alone." The night can hold more than worry. It can hold honesty. It can hold kindness. It can hold the first soft moment when you stop fighting your own heart. You have spent enough nights replaying what went wrong. You have spent enough nights asking why you were not treated differently, why you were not understood, or why you were left to carry so much on your own. Tonight, you do not have to search for every answer. Some answers may never come in the form you hoped for. But your healing does not have to wait for someone else to explain the past. Your healing can begin with the way you meet yourself now. You can place no pressure on this moment. You can simply allow the truth to be present. There is a wound. It has been hidden. It is asking for love. And you are finally willing to listen. That willingness matters. It is not small. It is the first opening. It is the moment when the heart begins to understand that it no longer has to remain silent in order to be safe. Tonight, I am safe enough to stop hiding from myself. I can feel without becoming lost. I can remember without becoming trapped. I can care for the hurting part of me without giving the past control over my future. I do not need to heal everything tonight. I only need to stop abandoning myself. Let that truth stay beside you as the night grows quieter. The wound does not need to tell its whole story at once. It only needs to know that when it speaks, you will no longer turn away. And perhaps this is the deeper question waiting beneath the silence. Why does a wound keep hurting even after the moment that caused it has passed? Why does the heart still react when the danger is no longer here? Why can a pain become quiet but never fully leave? The answer begins in the place where the wound first learned that silence felt safer than being seen. Some pain does not disappear. It becomes quiet. It learns how to sit in the background while you live your life. It learns how to wait until the day is over. It learns how to hide behind work, care, laughter, strength, and the words, "I'm okay." It may become so quiet that even you begin to believe it is gone. But quiet pain is not always healed pain. Sometimes it is pain that learned it would not be welcomed if it spoke. You may have learned to hide your hurt because you did not want to be judged. You may have feared that others would say you were too sensitive, too emotional, too needy, or too difficult. You may have believed that speaking honestly would create more conflict. You may have worried that if you showed your pain, someone would leave. So you stayed quiet. You held it in. You told yourself it was not important. You tried to move forward without giving your heart the care it needed. At one time, silence may have felt like protection. It may have helped you get through a hard season. It may have helped you stay calm when you did not feel safe enough to speak. It may have helped you survive a time when your feelings were not understood. There is no shame in that. You did what you knew how to do. You found a way to continue. But what protects you in one season can become painful in another. The wound may still be living inside a closed room in your heart. The door has been shut for a long time. You may pass by that door every day without opening it. You may keep yourself busy so you do not hear what is behind it. You may fill your time with noise because silence makes the room feel closer. You may tell yourself there is nothing there, but some nights you can hear a soft knock. The wound is not trying to ruin your peace. It is asking to be included in it. It is not asking you to return to the past. It is asking you to bring love into the place where love was missing. The closed room may hold many things. It may hold words you never said. It may hold anger you did not feel safe enough to show. It may hold grief you pushed aside because life kept moving. It may hold the fear that you were not enough. It may hold the belief that your needs caused problems. It may hold the moment when you decided it was safer not to trust, not to ask, not to hope, or not to fully open your heart. You may not remember the exact moment the door closed. That is all right. You do not need every detail to begin healing. You only need to notice how the hidden wound may still be speaking through your life today. It may speak through overthinking. You may replay simple conversations and wonder if you said the wrong thing. You may study every message, every silence, every change in tone. You may search for signs that something is about to go wrong. The mind may believe that if it thinks long enough, it can protect you from being hurt again. But overthinking does not always bring safety. Sometimes it is the hidden wound trying to predict danger before it arrives. It may speak through fear of being left. Even when love is present, a part of you may wait for it to disappear. You may find it hard to relax into care. You may worry that if you become too comfortable, something will change. You may hold back part of yourself so that losing love will hurt less. But holding back does not always protect the heart. It can keep the heart from feeling the very safety it wants. It may speak through difficulty, trusting. You may question kind words. You may wonder what someone really wants. You may expect a hidden reason behind support. You may feel safer giving than receiving because receiving asks you to open. The wound may say, "Be careful. Do not depend on anything. Do not let anyone get close enough to hurt you." It may speak through constant self-criticism. You may believe that if you judge yourself first, the judgment of others will have less power. You may think that if you keep pushing yourself, you will never give anyone a reason to reject you. You may point out every mistake before anyone else can. You may call this being honest with yourself, but deep inside, it may be the wound repeating old voices. It may speak through trying to please everyone. You may say yes when you want to say no. You may stay quiet when something hurts. You may take responsibility for the feelings of everyone around you. You may believe that love must be earned through being useful, easy, calm, available, and understanding at all times. You may fear that having needs will make you less lovable. It may speak through guilt when you rest. You may feel that you have to keep doing, fixing, helping, and proving. The moment you stop, guilt may rise. You may feel lazy even when your body is tired. You may believe your worth comes from how much you carry. A hidden wound may still be trying to earn the safety it did not freely receive. It may speak through discomfort when good things come. You may want love, but feel nervous when it arrives. You may want peace, but feel strange when life becomes quiet. You may want support, but quickly say, "I can handle it myself." You may want to be seen, but feel exposed when someone truly notices you. This does not mean you do not want good things. It may mean the wound is not yet used to receiving them. The wound can also appear as numbness. You may say, "I do not feel anything." You may wonder why you cannot cry, why you cannot connect, or why joy feels far away. Numbness is not emptiness. It can be the heart's way of saying, "I have felt too much for too long. I need to become quiet." Do not judge the quiet. Do not judge the numbness. Do not judge the fear. These responses were not created because something is wrong with you. They may have formed because a part of you was trying to keep you safe. When the wound first learned to stay quiet, it may have believed silence would protect your place in the world. It may have believed that speaking would bring rejection. It may have believed that needing comfort would create disappointment. It may have believed that feeling deeply was dangerous. So it closed the door. It sat inside the room. It waited. And life continued outside. But the room did not disappear simply because the door stayed closed. The feelings remained. The old beliefs remained. The questions remained. They found other ways to speak. This is why a small event can sometimes create a very strong reaction. The event may be happening now, but the feeling may carry the weight of everything that was never expressed before. A delayed reply may touch the fear of being forgotten. A change of plan may touch the fear that your needs do not matter. A simple mistake may touch the belief that you are never good enough. A disagreement may touch the fear that love will be removed if you speak honestly. The present moment may be touching the closed door. When that happens, you may judge yourself and say, "Why am I reacting like this? Why is this affecting me so much?" But a kinder question is, what old wound is asking to be seen through this feeling? That question changes everything. It does not blame you. It does not blame the feeling. It creates space for understanding. You can say, "This reaction may be larger than the moment because it is carrying older pain. I do not need to shame myself. I can listen." Listening does not mean you must obey every fear. It means you notice what the fear is trying to protect. Perhaps it is trying to protect you from rejection. Perhaps it is trying to protect you from disappointment. Perhaps it is trying to make sure you are never caught unprepared again. You can thank that part for trying to help. You can say, "I understand why you are afraid. I understand why you became careful." But we do not have to live by the same rule forever. The hidden wound needs this kind of voice, not a voice that says, "Stop feeling this," not a voice that says, "You are ruining everything," not a voice that says, "You should be stronger by now." It needs a voice that says, "I see why this hurts. I see why you learned to protect yourself. I am not angry with you." You may have been taught that healing means becoming strong enough not to feel. But real strength is not the absence of feeling. Real strength is the ability to remain kind while feeling. It is the ability to stay present without turning pain into self-hate. The wound stayed quiet because it did not feel safe enough to speak. So safety must come before release. You cannot force open the door of the closed room. You cannot stand outside and shout, "Come out now, heal now, trust now." That only creates more fear. You approach slowly. You let your inner voice become gentle. You let the hurting part know that it will not be judged for what it carries. You might say, "You can show me only what feels safe tonight." You might say, "You do not have to explain everything." You might say, "I believe that your pain is real." You might say, "You are allowed to feel what you feel." You might say, "I will not use your pain against you." This is how the door begins to open, not through force, through trust. Perhaps it opens only a little. That is enough. Perhaps all you notice is a small sadness. That is enough. Perhaps you feel tired. That is enough. Perhaps no clear feeling comes, but you sense that something inside is listening. That is enough. You do not have to turn healing into another test you must pass. You do not have to perform a perfect emotional release. The goal is not to create a dramatic moment. The goal is to change the relationship you have with the wound. For a long time, the relationship may have been built on fear. You feared the wound would take over. You feared that feeling it would make you weak. You feared that if you opened the door, you would never be able to close it again. But the wound is not asking to control you. It is asking to be cared for. You can look at your pain without becoming lost inside it. Let that become your new truth. I can look at my pain without becoming lost inside it. The pain is something you are noticing. It is not the whole of who you are. The sadness may be present, and there is also a part of you that can offer comfort. The fear may be present, and there is also a part of you that can create safety. The memory may be present, and there is also a part of you that lives here, now. You can hold both truths. Something hurt you, and you are still here. Something changed the way you saw yourself, and you can learn to see yourself with love again. Something taught you to hide, and tonight you can begin to become visible to yourself. You may have spent years waiting for someone else to notice the closed room. You may have hoped someone would understand your silence without needing you to explain it. You may have hoped someone would say the exact words your heart needed, and perhaps some of that care came. Perhaps it did not. But your healing cannot remain locked behind what someone else did or did not give you. You can become the one who notices. You can become the one who listens. You can become the one who says, "There is a part of me behind this door, and I am ready to meet it with kindness." You are not opening the room so you can live there forever. You are opening it so fresh air can enter. You are opening it so the hidden part of you can learn that life is not only what happened before. You are opening it so the beliefs formed in pain can finally be questioned. Maybe the wound says, "I am not worthy." You can answer, "That is what pain taught me. It is not the full truth." Maybe the wound says, "Everyone leaves." You can answer, "I understand why you are afraid. I am learning not to leave myself." Maybe the wound says, "My needs cause trouble." You can answer, "My needs are part of being human. I can express them with care." Maybe the wound says, "I must be perfect to be loved." You can answer, "Love does not require me to stop being human." Maybe the wound says, "I have to stay quiet." You can answer, "I can learn to speak in ways that protect both my truth and my peace." You are not arguing with the wound. You are giving it new information. You are showing it that the old rule is not the only rule available now. There is no shame in having a wound. There is no shame in protecting it. There is no shame in needing time. The shame begins to loosen when you stop treating your pain as proof that you are weak. You are not weak because you still care. You are not weak because certain words still affect you. You are not weak because trust feels difficult. You are not weak because part of you still feels afraid. You are learning to create safety in a place where safety was once missing. That is deep work. That is brave work. And it does not need to look dramatic. Sometimes bravery is simply staying with a feeling for a few moments without pushing it away. Sometimes bravery is admitting, this still hurts. Sometimes bravery is going to sleep without attacking yourself for what rose in your heart. Tonight, you can say, the wound became quiet because it was trying to protect me. I do not need to shame it for surviving. You can say, I am ready to listen without letting the past become my whole future. You can say, I can open the inner door gently. You can say, I can look at my pain without becoming lost inside it. Let the closed room receive a little light. Not harsh light, not light that demands answers. Just enough light to show the hidden part of you that it has not been forgotten. The wound has waited for this moment. Not a moment when you become perfect, a moment when you become kind. And once you begin to see the wound, without shame, another truth becomes clear. The pain itself is not the only thing keeping you tired. The struggle against the pain has also been taking your energy. Every time the feeling rises and you say, no, not this again, the heart becomes tense. Every time sadness appears and you call yourself weak, another wound is added. Every time fear asks for care and you answer with anger, the frightened part becomes even more afraid. The first wound may have come from the past, but the second wound can come from the way you treat yourself now. This is where the next step begins. You do not need to force the hidden wound to leave. You need to stop fighting what is asking for love. There may be a part of you that wants healing very deeply, and another part that does not want to feel the pain that healing asks you to face. This does not make you confused. It makes you human. You may want peace, but when a hard feeling rises, you may quickly push it away. You may want freedom from the past, but you may become angry with yourself whenever the past returns. You may want to love yourself, but when you feel weak, sad, afraid, or tired, you may speak to yourself in ways you would never speak to someone you cared about. This creates an inner struggle. One part of you is asking for love. Another part is saying you should not still need love for this. One part is asking to be heard. Another part is saying, be quiet. We do not have time for this. One part is asking to rest. Another part is saying, you have not done enough to deserve rest. The heart cannot feel safe while it is being pulled in two directions. The hidden wound already carries pain. When you fight the feeling, you add another layer. The first pain may be sadness. The second pain is telling yourself that sadness makes you weak. The first pain may be fear. The second pain is becoming angry because fear returned. The first pain may be loneliness. The second pain is saying, no one will ever understand me. The first pain may be rejection. The second pain is deciding that rejection proves you were never worthy. This second layer is often what keeps the wound active. It is not only what happened, it is the meaning you continue to place on what happened. It is the war you continue to have with your own feelings. You may say, I should be over this. But healing does not always follow the schedule of the mind. You may say, why am I still affected? Because part of you may still need safety. You may say, I do not want to think about it. That is understandable. But pushing away a feeling does not always remove it. Sometimes it sends the feeling into the body. Sometimes it appears later as tension, tiredness, anger, worry, or trouble resting. You may say, I need this feeling to leave now. The wish for relief is natural. But demanding that a feeling disappear can make the body feel even less safe. The feeling may begin to belie. It is not allowed to exist, so it becomes louder in order to be noticed. Imagine holding your hand closed as tightly as you can. At first, the closed hand may feel strong. It may feel controlled. Nothing can enter. Nothing can leave. But after a while, the muscles become tired. The fingers begin to hurt. The whole arm may become tense. This is what happens when you hold pain with force. You may believe that tightening around the feeling gives you control. But the tighter you hold, the more energy you spend. The feeling becomes the center of the struggle. The whole inner world begins to organize around keeping it down. Softening the hand does not mean you have lost control. It means you no longer need to fight. You can open the hand slowly. You can allow the fingers to rest. You can stop gripping what has already caused enough pain. This is emotional acceptance. Acceptance does not mean you approve of what happened. Acceptance does not mean the past was fair. Acceptance does not mean you remove your boundaries. Acceptance does not mean you return to what hurt you. Acceptance does not mean you must feel sad forever. Acceptance means you stop arguing with the fact that a feeling is present. You say, this is what I feel right now. That sentence may sound simple, but it carries great freedom. This is what I feel right now. Not, this is who I will always be. Not, this feeling controls me. Not, this proves my life is broken. Only, this is what I feel right now. Feelings move more freely when they are not being chased, judged, or forced. They need space. They need kindness. They need the safety of knowing they can be present without becoming the whole story. You can say, I do not fight my feelings. I meet them with love. Let that be the new way. I do not fight my feelings. I meet them with love. Meeting a feeling with love does not mean you enjoy it. It means you change the way you respond. When sadness comes, instead of saying, not again, you can say, something in me needs care. When fear comes, instead of saying, I am so weak, you can say, my body is trying to protect me. When anger comes, instead of saying, I should not feel this, you can say, a boundary may have been crossed. When loneliness comes, instead of saying, I am unlovable, you can say, my heart is asking for connection. When shame comes, Instead of hiding from yourself, you can say, "This part of me needs truth, not punishment." This is not pretending. It is not covering pain with sweet words. It is learning to respond to pain without creating more pain. For a long time, you may have believed that being hard on yourself would help you change. You may have believed criticism would make you stronger. You may have thought that if you kept pointing out what was wrong, you would finally become good enough. But fear does not create lasting healing. Shame does not teach the heart to trust. Self-attack does not help the body feel safe. You cannot hate yourself into peace. You cannot punish yourself into wholeness. You cannot force the wound to trust you while you are speaking to it with the same coldness it already fears. The wounded part of you is listening to the way you speak. Every time you say, "Why are you like this?" it hears rejection. Every time you say, "You ruin everything," it hears blame. Every time you say, "You should be stronger," it hears that love is only available when it stops feeling. But when you say, "I am here," something begins to change. When you say, "You are allowed to feel this," something begins to soften. When you say, "We do not have to solve everything tonight," the inner struggle becomes quieter. The wound does not need you to agree with every fear it carries. It needs to know you will not abandon it because fear is present. You can be afraid and still choose wisely. You can be sad and still know that life can hold joy again. You can feel anger and still respond with care. You can remember the past and still remain in the present. Feeling is not failure. A hard emotion does not mean you have gone backward. Sometimes it means you are safe enough to feel what was once too painful to face. Sometimes the wound comes closer because it finally senses that you may listen. Do not punish it for trusting you. There may be nights when a feeling appears without a clear reason. You may not know why your chest feels heavy or why tears seem near. The mind may demand an answer. It may search through the past, trying to find the exact cause. But you do not always need to understand a feeling before you can care for it. You can say, "I do not know why this is here, but I can still be kind." That is enough. You can say, "I do not have the full answer, but I do not need to attack myself." That is enough. You can say, "Something in me feels unsafe. I will offer safety." That is enough. The heart does not always need a long explanation. Sometimes it needs a different experience. It needs to feel that when pain comes, love also comes. It needs to learn that emotion will no longer be followed by shame. This is how trust is rebuilt within. The old pattern may be feeling, then judging. The new pattern becomes feeling, then listening. The old pattern may be fear, then control. The new pattern becomes fear, then care. The old pattern may be sadness, then hiding. The new pattern becomes sadness, then kindness. The old pattern may be anger, then guilt. The new pattern becomes anger, then understanding. Every time you choose the new response, you show the wound that it no longer needs to shout to be heard. Ask a softer question tonight. Not, why am I feeling this again? Ask, what does this hurting part need from me tonight? The answer may be simple. It may need rest. It may need to hear, you did enough today. It may need to hear, you are not responsible for everyone. It may need silence without fear. It may need you to stop replaying an old conversation. It may need you to forgive yourself for a mistake. It may need you to admit that something hurt more than you wanted to say. It may need you to let go of the pressure to understand everything. Ask gently, what does this hurting part need from me tonight? Then listen without forcing an answer. Perhaps the answer comes as a word. Safety, rest, truth, space, kindness, release. Perhaps the answer comes as a feeling. Perhaps you sense that you need to stop pushing yourself. Perhaps you realize that your heart is tired of pretending. Perhaps you feel that it is time to stop carrying blame that never belonged to you. Whatever comes, receive it without making it another duty. You are not creating a list of things you must do perfectly. You are learning how to become present. The wound may not trust your kindness right away. It may have heard loving words before and then been abandoned again. It may wait to see if you truly mean what you say. Let trust grow through steady care. Do not promise that pain will never return. Promise that when it returns, you will respond differently. Do not promise that you will always feel calm. Promise that fear will not make you your own enemy. Do not promise that you will never make a mistake. Promise that a mistake will not remove your worth. Do not promise that every night will be easy. Promise that you will not leave yourself alone inside the hard nights. This kind of promise is real. This kind of love can be practiced. You may notice that part of you still wants to control the healing process. It may ask, how long will this take? When will I stop feeling this? When will I finally be free? Those questions come from tiredness. They come from wanting relief. But healing becomes harder when every feeling is measured against the question, am I finished yet? You are not a project that must be completed. You are a living heart learning a new way to feel safe. Some days the wound may feel quiet. Some days it may feel close. Some days you may respond with great kindness. Some days, the old judgment may return. Do not turn one hard day into proof that nothing is changing. Change is often found in the return. You notice that you judged yourself and you return to kindness. You notice that you became afraid and you return to the present. You notice that you started replaying the past and you return to your breath, your bed, your body, and this night. You notice that you wanted to hide and you return to honesty. The return is healing. The return tells the nervous system, We have another choice now. You do not have to remain in the old reaction simply because it began. You can interrupt it with love. Maybe the mind says, "This pain will never leave." You can answer, "I do not need to know the whole future tonight." Maybe the mind says, "Nothing has changed." You can answer, "I am meeting myself differently, and that is change." Maybe the mind says, "I should not feel this." You can answer, "Feelings are allowed to move through me." Maybe the mind says, "I am too damaged." You can answer, "I am hurt and I am still worthy of care." Maybe the mind says, "I cannot handle this." You can answer, "I only need to be present for this moment." The mind may not become quiet at once. That is all right. You are not trying to win an argument. You are teaching the mind a new direction. The old direction was resistance. The new direction is care. The old direction was fear of feeling. The new direction is trust that a feeling can be experienced and survived. The old direction was hiding. The new direction is safe honesty. The old direction was self-attack. The new direction is compassion. Compassion does not make you weak. It gives you enough inner safety to change. When you stop using force against yourself, you become able to hear what the feeling is truly saying. Sometimes sadness is saying, "I miss what I hoped life would be." Sometimes anger is saying, "I deserved better." Sometimes fear is saying, "Please remind me that I am not alone." Sometimes guilt is saying, "I am afraid I will not be forgiven." Sometimes numbness is saying, "I need time before I can open." Sometimes tiredness is saying, "I have carried too much for too long." These messages do not need to control your choices, but they deserve to be heard. A feeling can bring a message without becoming a command. You can listen to fear without letting fear decide everything. You can listen to anger without letting anger speak in harmful ways. You can listen to sadness without deciding that joy is gone forever. You can listen to guilt without accepting blame that is not yours. You can listen to the wound without returning to the place that caused it. This is balance. You are neither pushing the feeling away nor giving it full control. You are saying, "You may sit beside me, but you will not drive my life." There is wisdom in that. There is peace in that. You do not have to be afraid of your inner world. You can become a safe place for it. Tonight, loosen the closed hand. You do not have to drop everything at once. Simply notice where you are gripping. Are you gripping an old question? Are you gripping the need for an apology? Are you gripping the belief that you must understand why everything happened? Are you gripping the fear that letting go means saying the pain did not matter? Are you gripping the belief that staying hurt is the only way to honor what you went through? You can care about what happened and still release the struggle around it. You can honor the pain and still choose peace. You can remember and still move forward. You can protect yourself and still soften within. You can say, "This mattered. It affected me. And I do not want to keep hurting myself because it happened." That is not forgetting. That is freedom beginning. The wound may believe that if it stops hurting, the past will be excused. Reassure it. You can say, "Your pain was real. You do not need to remain in pain forever to prove that." You can say, "What happened mattered. Your healing matters too." You can say, "Peace does not erase the truth. Peace gives me my life back." Let the wound hear this. It may have been holding pain as a form of protection. It may believe that staying alert will prevent the same thing from happening again. It may believe that if it keeps replaying the past, it will find the answer that makes everything feel safe. But safety does not always come from finding one more answer. Sometimes safety comes from knowing you can trust yourself now. You can trust yourself to notice what does not feel right. You can trust yourself to speak sooner. You can trust yourself to leave what does not honor you. You can trust yourself to ask for help. You can trust yourself to survive disappointment without abandoning your worth. You can trust yourself to remain beside your own heart. The past may have taught you that you had no choice. Healing teaches you that you have choices now. You can choose what you feed. You can choose what you repeat. You can choose how you speak to yourself. You can choose which doors remain closed. You can choose which feelings receive care. You can choose not to make the wound your identity. You can say, "I have a wound, but I am more than what hurt me." You can say, "I feel fear, but I am more than fear." You can say, "I carry sadness, but sadness is not the whole of me." You can say, "I remember the past, but I live in this moment. This moment is here. The night is here. The bed beneath you is here. Your breath is here. Your body is here." You do not need to fight a battle that is no longer happening around you. The body may not understand that yet. It may still tense as though the old danger is near. It may still hold the feelings that your voice never expressed. It may still believe that staying alert is the only way to keep you safe. Do not become angry with the body for remembering. Do not demand that it relax. Offer it a new message. You can say, "The danger is not happening in this room." You can say, "I am here with you now." You can say, "You do not have to prepare for every possible pain." You can say, "Tonight we are allowed to rest." The wound is not only held in thoughts. It may also live in the shoulders, the chest, the stomach, the jaw, the hands, and the tired places that never seem to fully let go. The next doorway into healing begins when the body receives the safety that the hidden wound has been waiting to feel. The pain you hide does not always stay inside your thoughts. Sometimes it moves into the body and waits there. It may become tight shoulders that never fully relax. It may become a heavy feeling in the chest. It may become a stomach that stays tense even when nothing is happening. It may become a jaw that holds every word you never said. It may become tiredness that follows you through the day and restlessness that follows you into the night. You may tell yourself that the past is over, but the body may still be acting as though it could happen again. This does not mean your body is against you. It does not mean you are failing to heal. Your body may simply be trying to protect you with an old message. Be ready. Do not relax too much. Do not trust too quickly. Something may go wrong. Stay awake. Stay careful. These messages may have once helped you feel prepared. They may have formed during a time when you did not know what would happen next. Your body learned to watch, to tighten, to stay alert, and to hold back. Now, the danger may be gone, but the alarm may still be ringing. Imagine an alarm that began during a difficult moment. It did its job. It warned you. It helped you pay attention. But after the danger passed, no one showed the alarm how to become quiet again. It continued ringing. Not because there was still danger in the room, but because it had not received a new message. Your body may be waiting for that new message now. It may be waiting to hear, you do not have to carry yesterday through the whole night. Let those words reach the tired places within you. Dear body, you do not have to carry yesterday through the whole night. You are not telling the body that nothing happened. You are not asking it to forget. You are offering it new information. The old moment is not happening now. The old words are not being spoken now. The old door is not closing now. The old rejection is not taking place now. You are here. This room is here. This night is here. The body may need time to believe that. It has been practicing protection for a long time. It may not soften simply because the mind says, everything is fine. The body trusts what it experiences again and again. It trusts the tone of your voice. It trusts the way you respond when fear appears. It trusts whether you listen when it becomes tired. It trusts whether you keep pushing after it asks for rest. It trusts whether you speak with kindness or criticism. It trusts whether you remain present or abandon yourself. Safety is not only a thought. Safety is a relationship you build with your body. For a long time, you may have treated the body like a problem to control. When it became tense, you may have become frustrated. When it became tired, you may have called it weak. When it reacted with fear, you may have asked why it could not simply calm down. But the body does not need another voice telling it that it is wrong. It needs partnership. It needs to know that you are willing to listen. Perhaps your shoulders have been carrying duties that your heart never agreed to. Perhaps your chest has been holding words you were afraid to express. Perhaps your stomach has been tightening around worry because the mind keeps preparing for every possible problem. Perhaps your jaw has been holding anger because you did not feel safe enough to say no. The body often speaks when the voice remains silent. It may not use sentences, but it still communicates. Tightness may say, "I do not feel safe enough to let go." Tiredness may say, "I have been carrying too much." Restlessness may say, "I am still waiting for something to happen." Numbness may say, "I need more time before I can feel." A heavy chest may say, "There is sadness here that has not been held." Do not fear these messages, and do not assume that every feeling in the body has one simple emotional cause. The body is complex. It deserves practical care when needed. It deserves rest, nourishment, support, and proper help. Loving the body does not mean ignoring what it needs. Love helps you listen more clearly. Tonight, the invitation is not to diagnose every feeling. It is to stop treating the body as an enemy. You can say, "I may not understand every signal, but I am willing to listen with care." That is a gentle beginning. You may notice that the shoulders are still lifted, as though they are protecting the neck and heart. You do not have to command them to relax. Simply let them know they are allowed to become less guarded. You may notice that the face is holding the day. The forehead may be tight. The eyes may feel tired. The mouth may still be holding an answer to a conversation that already ended. Let the face know that it no longer needs to perform. There is no one to impress in this moment. There is no answer you must prepare. There is no expression you must hold. You are allowed to be unguarded with yourself. The bed beneath you can support some of the weight you carried today. You do not have to hold your whole life above the surface through the night. You can let the bed receive your tiredness. You can let the darkness become quiet rather than frightening. You can let this moment ask less of you. You have already lived through this day. You have already made the choices you could make. You have already answered what you could answer. Tomorrow does not need to be solved from this bed. The mind may still try. It may bring you problems, conversations, future plans, and old memories. It may believe that worrying through the night will protect you from tomorrow. But worry is not the same as preparation. The body cannot fully rest while the mind keeps sending signals of danger. You can answer those signals gently. I hear that you are afraid. I understand that you want to protect me. We do not have to solve this tonight. We can return to it when the morning comes. This does not mean the problem is unimportant. It means your body also matters. The body cannot carry every problem without rest. It cannot stay prepared forever without becoming tired. It needs moments when it can stop watching the door. It needs to know that you are here now. Perhaps the body learned to stay alert because peace once felt unsafe. Maybe calm was often followed by conflict. Maybe good moments ended suddenly. Maybe love felt uncertain. When peace has been interrupted many times, the body may not trust it easily. It may become nervous when life becomes quiet. It may search for what is wrong. It may say, do not relax, something may happen. Do not shame yourself for this. The body is not trying to ruin peace, it is trying to prevent surprise. You can teach it that peace does not always have to be followed by pain. You can let a quiet moment remain quiet. You can let kindness arrive without searching for the hidden cost. You can let rest be rest. You can let the night be a place where nothing is demanded from you. This teaching happens slowly. It happens each time the body becomes afraid and you respond with care instead of anger. It happens when you notice tension and do not call yourself difficult. It happens when you are tired and stop treating rest like a reward. It happens when an old memory rises and you remind yourself that memory is not the same as present danger. It happens when you choose not to follow every fearful thought. The body begins to learn, I am not alone with this feeling. That is powerful. For a long time, fear may have arrived and found no comfort inside. It may have been met with silence, shame, or pressure. Now it can arrive and find you, not a perfect version of you, not a fearless version of you, just you, willing to stay. You may say, I feel this tension and I will not become cruel because it is here. You may say, my body is remembering something and I can offer it the present. You may say, the alarm is ringing, but I can look around and notice that this moment is different. This is how the body receives new evidence. The mind often wants one large proof that healing has happened. The body usually learns through many small experiences. A moment when you stop before pushing yourself too far. A moment when you say no without guilt. A moment when you leave a conversation that feels harmful. A moment when you eat because the body needs care rather than because you are trying to punish or reward yourself. A moment when you ask for support. A moment when you stop using tiredness as proof that you are failing. These moments tell the body, we live differently now. You may not feel a dramatic change. The alarm may not stop at once, but perhaps it becomes quieter. Perhaps the body returns to calm more quickly. Perhaps you notice fear before it takes over the whole night. These are signs of a new relationship. Do not reject small signs because they are not perfect. A softer shoulder matters. A deeper feeling of support matters. A night with less self-attack matters. A moment when you notice tension and respond with love matters. The body remembers pain, but it can also remember care. Let it begin remembering care. You may speak to it as you would speak to something precious. Dear body, I know you have tried to protect me. I know you have carried feelings I could not express. I know you became tired while helping me survive. I do not want to fight you anymore. I want to understand you. I want to support you. These words are not a cure for every problem, and they do not replace practice. I'll care. They change the inner atmosphere in which you care for yourself. Fear makes the body feel like a battlefield. Love makes the body feel like a home you are learning to return to. Perhaps you have spent years looking at the body only for signs that something is wrong. You may have watched every feeling, every change, every tired moment with fear. The body may have begun to feel like a place you cannot trust. Tonight, try another question. Instead of, "What is wrong with me?" ask, "What kind of support would feel loving right now?" The answer may be sleep. It may be quiet. It may be distance from a stressful thought. It may be an honest conversation later. It may be asking for help. It may be making an appointment. It may be eating, drinking water, or resting. It may be allowing the day to end without doing one more thing. Let support be simple. The hidden wound may have taught you that care must be earned. It may have taught you that you can rest only after everyone else is satisfied. It may have taught you that your body should keep going, no matter what it feels. But your body is not a machine built to carry endless pressure. It is your living home. It has carried you through joy, grief, fear, hope, loss, and change. It has stayed with you through every season. Even when you criticized it, it continued trying to serve you. Perhaps tonight can be the night you begin speaking differently. Not, "Why are you doing this to me?" but, "What are you trying to tell me?" Not, "You always fail me," but, "I want to work with you." Not, "You need to calm down now," but, "I am here while you become calm in your own time." The body does not need to be forced into peace. It needs to be invited. It needs to feel that peace will not be taken away the moment it arrives. It needs to feel that you will not shame it if fear returns. It needs to feel that your love does not depend on how well it performs. You can offer that love tonight. Dear body, you do not have to carry yesterday through the whole night. You may still feel tension. Let the words sit beside the tension. You may still feel fear. Let kindness sit beside the fear. You may still feel tired. Let the night hold the tiredness without judgment. You do not have to make the body completely peaceful. You are only changing the way you meet it. That is enough for this moment. The danger may be over, but the body may need to hear that truth many times. It may need new nights, new choices, and new ways of being treated. Be patient. The alarm did not begin without a reason. It learned from experience. Now it can learn from a different kind of experience. It can learn from your steady presence. It can learn from boundaries. It can learn from rest. It can learn from honesty. It can learn from the way you stop pushing when something inside says, "Enough." Each loving choice becomes a quiet message. We are safer now. We have more choices now. We can leave what hurts us now. We can ask for support now. We do not have to stay silent now. We can care for ourselves now. The body begins to understand that you are no longer trapped in the old moment. The past may still be remembered, but it is not happening in this bed. The old pain may still be felt, but it is not the only truth in your life. You are not helpless before the memory. You are not alone with the feeling. You are here, and your presence matters. Let the body receive that. You do not need to solve the body tonight. You do not need to force it to forget. You only need to become less frightening to yourself. Let the shoulders feel less responsible for carrying everything. Let the jaw know that the conversation is over for tonight. Let the chest know that sadness is allowed to exist without becoming permanent. Let the stomach know that tomorrow does not need an answer before morning. Let the hands stop preparing to hold what has not yet arrived. The body may still be learning, but it is listening. It is listening to your tone. It is listening to your patience. It is listening to whether you stay. Give it a message it has needed for a long time. The danger is not happening now. I do not have to relive the past in order to protect myself. I can meet this moment as it is. My body and I are learning safety together. The body may be holding the wound, but beneath the tension, there is often an even deeper message. A belief formed during pain. A sentence the heart began repeating. A conclusion about who you are. When the body becomes safer, the heart can finally show you the truth it has been carrying beneath the wound. A wound is not only the memory of what happened, it is also the meaning you gave to what happened. Pain enters through an event, but it often stays through a belief. Something happened, and the heart tried to understand it. The mind asked, "Why did this happen?" When no clear answer came, it may have created one. Maybe I was not enough. Maybe I was too difficult to love. Maybe my feelings did not matter. Maybe I should have been different. Maybe people always leave. Maybe I cannot trust anyone. Maybe good things are not meant to stay. These beliefs can feel true because they were formed during strong emotion. The heart was open, afraid, confused, or hurt. In that moment, the belief was written deeply. It became like an old message written across the heart. You may have read that message for so long that you stopped asking whether it was true. The wound says, "I was left because I was not worth staying for." But love answers, "Another choice does not define my worth." The wound says, "I was treated badly because something is wrong with me." Love answers, "What happened reflects what was given, not what I deserved." The wound says, "I must become perfect before I can be loved." Love answers, "I am allowed to be human and still be worthy of care." The wound says, "My feelings are a burden." Love answers, "My feelings carry information and they serve respect." The wound says, "If I speak honestly, I will lose love." Love answers, "Love that requires my silence is not the only love available to me." The message written during pain may be old, but it is not beyond change. You do not have to tear it from the heart in one night. You do not have to replace it with words that feel impossible to believe. You can begin by seeing it clearly. What did this wound teach me to believe about myself? Ask without pressure. The answer may be simple. I am not enough. I am easy to leave. I am too much. I am not safe. I have to earn love. I must take care of everyone. I cannot depend on anyone. Do not judge the answer. The belief was created for a reason. The mind was trying to make sense of pain. It wanted an explanation. It may have chosen self-blame because self-blame created the feeling of control. If the problem was you, then perhaps you could fix yourself and stop the pain from happening again. If you became quieter, kinder, easier, more useful, more successful, more beautiful, or less needy, perhaps you would be safe. This is how self-blame can disguise itself as protection. It says, change everything about yourself and maybe no one will hurt you again. But this promise can never bring peace. You cannot become safe by rejecting yourself. You cannot become loved by treating your true self like a problem. You cannot heal rejection by continuing to reject your own needs. The wound may have convinced you that you needed to become someone else. Healing begins when you see that what hurt you is not the truth of who you are. Let that become the central truth of this night. What hurt me is not the truth of who I am. You may have experienced rejection. You are not rejection. You may have experienced neglect. You are not unworthy of care. You may have experienced betrayal. You are not foolish for having trusted. You may have experienced silence. Your voice still matters. You may have experienced loss. You are not empty of future love. Pain is something that happened within your life. It is not the complete definition of your life. The wound may have become part of your story, but it does not own every chapter that follows. This difference is important. If you believe the wound tells the truth about you, every new moment will be filtered through it. A simple delay may feel like rejection. A quiet response may feel like abandonment. A mistake may feel like proof of failure. A boundary may feel like losing love. Receiving care may feel unsafe because the old belief expects care to disappear. The belief becomes a lens. You do not only see what is happening, you see what the wound expects to happen. This is why the same fear can appear in different areas of life. The outer situation may change, but the hidden message remains. I am not chosen. I am not supported. I am not safe. I must prove my worth. The heart continues reading the old message, even when the present is trying to offer something new. Hi. Ling asks you to notice when the old message is speaking. You do not need to become angry with it. You can say, "This is the wound speaking. It is not the whole truth." That small sentence creates space. This is the wound speaking. The wound may say, "Do not trust this kindness." You can answer, "I can remain aware without rejecting every good thing." The wound may say, "You will be left." You can answer, "I cannot control every outcome, but I will not leave myself." The wound may say, "You must work harder to deserve love." You can answer, "Love is not a prize for perfect performance." The wound may say, "Your needs will push everyone away." You can answer, "Healthy love can make room for honest needs." The wound may say, "You should feel ashamed." You can answer, I can learn without hating myself. These answers may feel unfamiliar. That is natural. The old message has been repeated many times. The new message is still finding its place. Do not force yourself to leap from I am unworthy to words the body cannot yet receive. Begin with a bridge. I am learning that I matter. I am willing to see myself differently. I am becoming safer with love. I am open to believing that my needs are valid. I am learning that I do not have to earn every kind thing. I am beginning to understand that the past does not define my value. These words do not demand instant belief. They create movement. The word learning is gentle. The word becoming gives the heart time. The word willing opens a door without forcing you through it. You do not have to feel completely worthy before you can begin treating yourself as worthy. Treatment can come first. You can rest because a worthy person deserves rest, even while part of you still doubts. You can set a boundary because your peace matters, even while guilt rises. You can receive kindness because you are allowed to be supported, even while the old wound feels nervous. You can speak honestly because your voice matters, even while fear is present. These choices give the heart new evidence. The old belief may say, I do not matter. A loving boundary becomes evidence that you do matter. The old belief may say, I must earn care. Allowing rest becomes evidence that care can be given freely. The old belief may say, my feelings are too much. Listening to yourself becomes evidence that your feelings can be held. The old belief may say, I am alone. Staying with yourself becomes evidence that you are no longer emotionally abandoned within. The heart changes through experience, not words alone. Words guide the direction. Choices make the message real. Each time you act in a way that honors your worth, the old writing on the heart becomes less final. Perhaps it does not disappear. Perhaps it becomes faded. Perhaps a new message begins to appear beside it. The old message says, I am not enough. The new message says, I do not need to become perfect to deserve respect. The old message says, I am easy to leave. The new message says, I am learning to choose relationships where care is steady. The old message says, I am too much. The new message says, my depth is not a problem. I can express it with wisdom. The old message says, I cannot trust myself. The new message says, I can listen to my feelings and still make calm choices. The old message says, I must stay silent. The new message says, my truth can be spoken with care. This is how the heart is rewritten. Not by pretending the old message was never there. By giving the heart a new message often enough that it no longer has to live by the old one. You may wonder why you believed something so painful for so long. Do not use new awareness to attack the version of you who did not understand. That version was trying to survive. It may have been young in spirit, even if the body was older. It may have lacked support. It may have been afraid. It may have been doing the best it could with the tools available. You do not heal the past by becoming cruel toward who you were. You heal by bringing compassion to what you did not know. You can say, I understand why I believed that. I understand why I blamed myself. I understand why I thought silence would keep me safe. I understand why I tried so hard to earn love. And now I am willing to learn another way. Understanding is not agreement. You are not saying the belief was true. You are recognizing why it formed. A belief loses some of its power when it is understood. It no longer feels like a law. It becomes an old conclusion. And old conclusions can be questioned. Ask, would I speak this belief to someone I deeply loved? Would you tell a hurting heart you were left because you were not enough? Would you tell a tired body you must work harder to deserve care? Would you tell a frightened part your needs make you unlovable? No. You would offer warmth. You would say, what happened was painful, but it did not remove your value. You would say, you deserved kindness. You would say, you are still worthy of safe love. Offer those words inward. The wound may resist them. Let resistance be present. It does not mean the words are wrong. It may mean the old belief has been deeply practiced. You are not trying to win in one night. You are planting a new truth. What hurt me is not the truth of who I am. Let that truth become stronger than the old message. You are not what someone failed to see. You are not what someone failed to protect. You are not what someone failed to understand. You are not the harsh words spoken during another person's pain. You are not the door that closed. You are not the love that was withheld. You are a whole life still unfolding. There are parts of you that the wound has never met. The part that can speak now. The part that can choose now. The part that can leave what is harmful. The part that can ask for help. The part that can create new patterns. The part that can learn safety. The wound knows only the old moment. Your deeper self knows there is more. Let that deeper self speak tonight. I am learning that I matter. I am allowed to have needs. I am worthy of relationships that do not require me to disappear. I can be honest without becoming cruel. I can be loving without abandoning myself. I am becoming open to a life that does not repeat the old wound. These are not promises that nothing painful will ever happen again. They are promises that pain will no longer be allowed to define your identity. You may still meet disappointment. You may still have difficult days. You may still feel afraid. But fear does not have to become, I am unsafe everywhere. Disappointment does not have to become, I am not worthy. A mistake does not have to become, I always fail. An ending does not have to become, love is not for me. The wound turns events into identity. Healing separates them. This happened, but it is not who I am. I felt rejected. but I am not unworthy. I made a mistake, but I am not a mistake. I was not understood, but my truth still matters. I was hurt, but I am not beyond healing. This separation returns your power. You stop carrying another moment as a permanent label. You stop building your whole future around an old conclusion. You begin to see the wound as something that needs care, not something that tells the final truth. Perhaps the deepest wound was not only what happened. Perhaps it was the way you left yourself afterward. You blamed yourself. You became smaller. You stopped trusting your own feelings. You tried to become easier to love. You ignored your needs. You accepted less than you deserved because the wound said, "This is probably all I can receive." Tonight, you can begin returning. You can say, "I am sorry I believed pain more than I believed my own worth," not as another reason for guilt, as an act of reunion. I am sorry I kept repeating the cruel message. I am sorry I treated your needs as a burden. I am sorry I asked you to become perfect before I offered love. I am here now. The heart may have waited a long time to hear that. Do not rush past it. You are not repairing yourself because you are broken. You are restoring a relationship with yourself that pain interrupted. The hidden belief kept you far from your own heart. The new truth brings you closer. What hurt me is not the truth of who I am. Let the words reach the place where shame has lived. Shame says, hide. Love says, you can be seen safely within yourself. Shame says, something is wrong with you. Love says, something hurt you and you deserve care. Shame says, you should have known better. Love says, you understand more now. Shame says, you are too late. Love says, healing begins when never honesty meets kindness. The old message does not have to disappear tonight. It only needs to stop being the only voice. Let a second voice rise, a wiser voice, a calmer voice, a voice that does not deny the pain, but refuses to make pain the ruler of your life. That voice says, I believe what I felt. It says, I honor what I survived. It says, I am allowed to grow beyond it. It says, I do not have to remain wounded to prove that the wound mattered. The truth beneath the wound is not that you are unworthy. The truth is that you were hurt in a place where you needed love. The truth is that you adapted. The truth is that you survived. The truth is that you can now choose a new message. And when the false belief begins to loosen, the heart becomes ready for another kind of freedom. It becomes ready to stop carrying the past as though carrying it is the only way to honor what happened. It becomes ready to understand forgiveness not as approval, not as forgetting, but as the return of your energy to your own life. Forgiveness can feel like a difficult word when the wound is still tender. You may hear it and feel resistance. You may think forgiveness means saying the pain did not matter. You may think it means opening a door that needed to close. You may think it means trusting again before safety has been rebuilt. You may think it means pretending that the past was acceptable. That is not the forgiveness your heart needs. Forgiveness does not mean what happened was right. It does not mean the pain was small. It does not mean you must forget. It does not mean you must return. It does not mean your boundaries should disappear. It does not mean you must feel warm toward what harmed you. It does not mean you need to complete the whole process tonight. Forgiveness is not something you owe to the past. It is something you may choose for your own freedom. It means the wound no longer receives every new day. It means the past no longer gets to use all your present energy. It means you stop asking your own heart to carry the same heavy stone everywhere you go. Imagine carrying a heavy stone through every room, every relationship, every hope, and every night. At first, you may hold it tightly because it represents something important. It may represent the truth of what happened. It may represent anger that was never heard. It may represent the apology that never came. It may represent the care you deserved but did not receive. You may fear that putting the stone down means saying none of that mattered. But the stone is not the truth. The stone is the weight. The truth remains even when the weight is released. You do not need to remain exhausted in order to prove that you were hurt. You do not need to carry pain forever in order to respect the version of you who lived through it. You can remember without carrying. You can understand without returning. You can release without approving. You can move forward without pretending. Forgiveness begins when you become willing. Time to place the stone down even for a moment. You may not be ready to say, "I forgive." That is all right. Begin with something more honest. I am willing to release the pain without denying what I felt. Let that be enough. I am willing to release the pain without denying what I felt. Willingness does not force the heart. It does not demand that anger disappear. It does not tell grief to hurry. It creates a small opening. It says, I do not want this pain to own every part of my life. Perhaps that is all you can offer tonight. A little willingness, a little space, a small desire to feel lighter. That is meaningful. The heart may have protected anger because anger gave you strength when you felt powerless. It may have protected resentment because resentment helped you remember that what happened was wrong. Do not shame the anger. Do not shame the resentment. They may have helped you survive. But ask gently, are they still protecting me? Or are they now keeping me tied to the old moment? There is a time when anger protects a boundary. There is also a time when anger continues burning after the boundary has been built. There is a time when remembering helps you make wiser choices. There is also a time when replaying becomes another form of suffering. Forgiveness does not remove wisdom. It removes the need to relive the pain every time you remember the lesson. You can keep the wisdom. You can keep the boundary. You can keep the knowledge of what you will no longer accept. And you can still return your energy to yourself. Perhaps you have spent many nights repeating an old conversation. You think of what you should have said. You imagine a different answer. You wonder whether the outcome would have changed. You build the same inner courtroom again and again. You explain. You defend. You accuse. You wait for a result that the mind can never fully give you. This replay may feel like control, but it often keeps the body inside the old event. The night becomes another room in the past. Forgiveness slowly closes the courtroom, not because the truth no longer matters, because your life matters too. You can say, I no longer need to argue with the past in order to know what I experienced. You know what you felt. You know what it cost you. You know what you learned. You do not need to win the inner argument every night. The heart may ask, but what if no apology ever comes? That is painful. An apology can bring comfort when it is honest. It can show that the pain was seen. But your healing cannot remain completely dependent on someone else becoming ready to understand. If your freedom depends on an apology, then the key remains outside you. Forgiveness brings part of that key home. It says, I would have deserved an apology, and I do not need to remain trapped while waiting for it. You can still wish for truth. You can still honor your hurt. You can still choose distance, and you can begin healing now. The past may never explain itself in a way that satisfies the heart. Some questions may remain unanswered. Why did this happen? Why was love not enough? Why was I treated that way? Why was I not protected? Why did no one see? The mind can circle these questions for years. Sometimes an answer comes. Sometimes it does not. Forgiveness allows the heart to live even without every answer. It says, I may never understand everything, but I do not want my whole future to become another question about the past. There is courage in that. It is not the courage to pretend. It is the courage to stop waiting for the old moment to become different. You cannot return and make it safer. You cannot force someone to understand. You cannot make the past offer what it did not offer then. But you can give yourself something now. You can give yourself belief. You can give yourself compassion. You can give yourself boundaries. you can give yourself permission to stop carrying blame. Self-forgiveness is often the deepest part of this process. You may have forgiven many things outside yourself while still punishing yourself within. You may ask, why did I allow it? Why did I stay? Why did I not speak? Why did I believe those words? Why did I keep hoping? Why did I ignore what I felt? These questions can become sharp. They can turn new wisdom into a weapon against the old version of you. Today, you can see what you could not see then. You may be stronger now. You may understand boundaries now. You may recognize patterns now. But the version of you inside the old moment did not have all of today's understanding. Do not punish the past self for not having the wisdom the pain had not yet taught. Perhaps you stayed because you hoped. Hope is not shameful. Perhaps you stayed because you were afraid. Fear is not foolish. Perhaps you remained silent because speaking did not feel safe. Silence may have been the only protection you knew. Perhaps you ignored your feelings because you had been taught not to trust them. Perhaps you blamed yourself because accepting the full truth felt too painful. You responded with the awareness and strength available at that time. Now you can choose with greater love. That is growth. Growth does not need hatred for who you were. It needs understanding. You can say, I forgive myself for what I did not know. I forgive myself for the choices I made while afraid. I forgive myself for trying to earn love. I forgive myself for staying silent. I forgive myself for ignoring my own needs. If the word forgive feels too large, soften it. I am willing to stop punishing myself. Perhaps that is the sentence your heart can receive. I am willing to stop punishing myself for surviving the way I knew how. You were trying to make it through. You were trying to keep love. You were trying to avoid more pain. You were trying to understand. You may not have chosen perfectly, but you remained human. You are allowed to learn. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to become wiser without becoming cruel toward who you were. Self-forgiveness returns dignity to the past self. It says you deserved guidance, not punishment. It says you needed love, not shame. It says, I will not continue the harm by attacking you now. This may bring grief. You may realize how long you have been carrying blame that did not belong to you. You may feel sadness for the part of you that tried so hard. Let that sadness be gentle. It is not pulling you backward. It may be the heart finally offering compassion to a place that received none. Forgiveness often happens in layers. You may feel free one day and angry the next. You may think you have released something, and then an old memory returns. This does not mean the process failed. A memory can return without owning you. An emotion can rise without erasing your progress. Each return gives you another chance to respond differently. You can notice the old stone in your hands and say, I do not need to carry this through the whole day. You may set it down again and again. Release is not always one final act. Sometimes it is a choice you make whenever the past asks for your energy. You choose not to replay the conversation. You choose not to blame yourself. You choose not to search for meaning in another person's silence. You choose not to make the old wound the center of a new relationship. You choose not to let fear decide that every future must repeat the past. These are acts of forgiveness. They return you to the present. The present is where your life can change. The past contains the event. The present contains your power. Forgiveness moves your attention from what cannot be changed toward what can now be loved. You can care for the body. You can change the belief. You can protect the boundary. You can choose a different response. You can build a life that does not require you to remain emotionally tied to the old wound. You may worry that releasing the pain will make you careless, but you can release pain and keep wisdom. Wisdom says, I remember what this taught me. Pain says, I must remain afraid forever. Wisdom says, I will notice the signs. Pain says, I cannot trust anything. Wisdom says, I can trust slowly and watch actions. Pain says, I must close my heart. Wisdom says, I can keep my heart open while keeping clear boundaries. Wisdom protects without imprisoning you. That is what you are carrying forward. Not the stone, the lesson, not the bitterness, the clarity, not the endless replay, the deeper respect for your own truth. You can release the weight and remain wise. You can forgive without reopening a door. You can wish for peace without offering access. You can understand that pain often comes from pain and still refuse to accept harmful behavior. Compassion and boundaries can exist together. You can say, I do not want to carry hatred, and I also choose distance. You can say, I release the need for ange, and I still protect my peace. You can say, I hope healing becomes possible, and I do not make that healing my responsibility. You can say, I choose freedom without denying what happened. This is mature forgiveness. It does not make you smaller. It gives you back to yourself. For a long time, the past may have been receiving your thoughts, your sleep, your imagination, and your energy. Forgiveness begins returning those parts. Your thoughts can become available for new ideas. Your sleep can become available for rest. Your heart can become available for safer love. Your energy can become available for the life in front of you. You do not have to give the past every tomorrow. That may be the greatest act of release. You can say, the pain had its time. Now my healing will have time too. I am willing to release the pain without denying what I felt. You may not know how full release will happen. You do not need to know tonight. Willingness is enough to begin moving. Perhaps the stone becomes slightly lighter. Perhaps your grip becomes less tight. Perhaps you recognize that you are tired of carrying it. Perhaps you simply admit that you want peace. That desire matters. Peace does not betray the wounded version of you. Peace honors that version by creating the life it needed. A life with clearer boundaries. A life with kinder inner words. A life where feelings are heard. A life where love does not require self-loss. A life where rest is allowed. A life where the wound is no longer the only place your attention returns. Forgiveness creates room for that life. It clears a space inside. But space can feel unfamiliar. When anger, guilt, and replay begin to soften, the heart may wonder what comes next. What fills the place where the old pain lived? What becomes the new voice within? What holds the wounded part when the past no longer receives all its energy? The space must not be filled with more abandonment. It must be filled with the love the wound needed from the beginning. It must be filled with the love the wound needed from the beginning. For a long time, you may have waited for this love to come from outside you. You may have hoped someone would finally understand without needing an explanation. You may have hoped someone would notice the sadness behind your strength, the fear behind your silence, or the tiredness behind the way you kept helping everyone else. You may have waited to hear, "I see you." You may have waited to hear, "Your feelings matter." You may have waited to hear, "You do not have to earn your place here." Perhaps those words came sometimes. Perhaps they did not come often enough. Perhaps they came after the wound had already learned not to trust them. But the love you needed does not have to remain missing forever. You can begin giving it a voice within you. This does not mean you no longer need love from others. You are human. Connection matters. Kindness matters. Support matters. Safe love matters. But healing, becomes possible when your whole inner life is no longer waiting outside another heart, asking for permission to feel worthy. You can become the one who returns. You can become the one who stays. You can become the one who says, "I believe what you felt." This is not a large performance. It is not a perfect feeling of confidence that appears overnight. Self-love is often much quieter. It is how you speak to yourself after a difficult memory returns. It is the choice not to call yourself foolish because you once trusted. It is the moment you stop using a mistake as proof that you are not worthy. It is the way you allow tiredness without turning it into guilt. It is the boundary you keep even when part of you fears being misunderstood. It is the care you offer when the hidden wound becomes tender again. Self-love is not always saying, "I feel wonderful." Sometimes it is saying, "I feel hurt and I will not turn against myself." Sometimes it is saying, "I do not understand this feeling, but I can stay beside it." Sometimes it is saying, "I am disappointed, but I will not make this disappointment my identity." Sometimes it is saying, "I need support and needing support does not make me weak. The wounded part within you may have learned that love disappears when feelings become difficult. It may believe love stays only when you are calm, useful, cheerful, easy, and strong. It may believe that sadness makes you a burden. It may believe that anger makes you unlovable. It may believe that fear should be hidden. It may believe that having needs will push love away. Tonight, you can begin teaching it something new. Love can stay while you feel. Love can stay while you learn. Love can stay while you make a mistake. Love can stay while you say no. Love can stay while you rest. Love can stay while you are unsure. Your own loving presence can remain. Say gently within yourself, I no longer leave myself alone inside my pain. Let that sentence become a promise. I no longer leave myself alone inside my pain. For a long time, pain may have arrived and found you running from it. You may have filled every quiet moment. You may have reached for noise, work, messages, food, worry, or another problem to solve. You may have believed that avoiding the feeling was the only way to keep going. Do not blame yourself for that. Avoiding pain can become a way of surviving when you do not yet know how to hold it. But now you are learning another way. You are learning that you can feel something without being destroyed by it. You are learning that the wounded part can be heard without taking control of your whole life. You are learning that love is not only something you receive when you are doing well. Love is what you offer yourself when things feel hard. Imagine returning home after being away for a long time. The home may feel unfamiliar. There may be rooms you have not entered for years. There may be dust, silence, and things you forgot were there. But beneath everything, it is still your home. This is what returning to yourself can feel like. You may not know how to live there peacefully at first. You may stand at the doorway and wonder whether you belong. You may hear the old voice saying, "Do not go too close. There is pain in there." But this home is not only the place where pain lives, it is also the place where your truth lives. Your needs live there. Your kindness lives there. Your dreams live there. Your voice lives there. Your ability to begin again lives there. You are not returning to become trapped in old hurt. You are returning to bring warmth into the parts that were left cold. The wounded part does not need you to enter with answers. It needs you to enter with presence. It needs to hear, "I am here now." It needs to hear, "You do not have to prove what happened." It needs to hear, "I believe that it hurt." It needs to hear, "You are not too much for me." These simple words can become a new home. Perhaps you have spent years trying to become less sensitive. You may have thought that feeling deeply was the problem. You may have wished you could stop caring so much, but sensitivity is not the wound. The wound may be the way your sensitivity was treated. It may be the way your feelings were dismissed. It may be the way your openness was not handled with care. You do not need to become cold in order to become safe. You can remain tender and become wiser. You can remain open and create stronger boundaries. You can remain loving without giving everyone access to your heart. You can care without carrying everything. This is love becoming mature. It is not love that disappears into others. It is love that includes you. For a long time, you may have given understanding to everyone except yourself. You may have explained the behavior of those who hurt you. You may have said they were struggling. You may have said they did not know better. You may have said they had their own wounds. These things may be true, but your understanding of another wound should not erase your own. You can understand why something happened and still admit that it hurt. You can have compassion and still choose distance. You can forgive and still protect your peace. You can recognize pain in others without volunteering to receive more of it. Self-love says, "My heart belongs in the circle of care too." It does not ask you to stop being kind. It asks you to stop using kindness as a reason to abandon yourself. Perhaps you learned to become the one who always understands. You listened. You gave another chance. You waited. You explained your needs gently and then made them smaller when they were not met. You kept hoping that more patience would create a different result. There is no shame in hoping. But hope becomes painful when it asks you to keep leaving yourself behind. Love does not require endless self-betrayal. You are allowed to say, "I understand, and this still does not honor me." You are allowed to say, "I care, and I cannot continue in this way." You are allowed to say, "I wish peace for everyone involved, and I choose peace for myself." A boundary is not a punishment. It is a form of truth. It tells the wounded part, "I am listening now. I will not keep placing you where you must remain afraid." The wound may not trust this promise immediately. It may remember times when you saw a warning and ignored it. It may remember times when you stayed after your body became tense. It may remember times when you knew something was wrong but spoke yourself out of the truth. Do not use these memories to blame yourself. Use them to build a new relationship. You can say, "I understand why you do not trust me yet. I will show you through my choices." Trust within grows through action. It grows when you honor a small no. It grows when you leave room for rest. It grows when you do not force yourself to stay where you feel unseen. It grows when you stop chasing an answer that keeps costing your peace. It grows when you notice what the body is saying and take it seriously. Every loving action tells the wounded part, "You matter to me." You may have waited for someone else to choose you. Tonight, you stop rejecting yourself. You may have waited for someone else to understand the wound. Tonight, you begin understanding it yourself. You may have waited for someone else to make you feel safe. Tonight, you become a safer place within. This does not mean you will never feel lonely. It means loneliness will no longer automatically become self-abandonment. This does not mean you will never feel afraid. It means fear will no longer be met with cruelty. This does not mean you will never want reassurance. It means you can offer yourself steadiness while you seek healthy support. You can become the voice the wound needed. When the old belief says you are too much, you can answer, your feelings are welcome here. When the old belief says no one will stay, you can answer, I am learning to stay with myself. When the old belief says you must earn love, you can answer, care is not a prize for exhaustion. When the old belief says, hide this, you can answer, I can be honest with myself. When the old belief says, do not rest, you can answer, rest protects the life within me. The answers do not need to be dramatic. They need to be steady. The heart learns from the voice it hears often. If the old voice has spoken for years, the new voice may sound quiet at first. Let it be quiet. Quiet does not mean weak. A gentle voice can change the whole inner world when it keeps returning. You may forget. You may fall into old self-criticism. You may wake after a difficult night and speak harshly before you notice. Do not turn that moment into another reason to judge yourself. Notice. Return. Say, that was the old voice. I can choose again. Healing is not never leaving yourself. Healing is learning how to return sooner. Perhaps you have thought self-love should feel beautiful every day. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it feels like relief. Sometimes it feels like warmth. But sometimes self-love feels uncomfortable because it asks you to stop doing what is familiar. It may ask you to disappoint someone who benefited from your lack of boundaries. It may ask you to rest when guilt says keep going. It may ask you to let an ending remain an ending. It may ask you to accept that a certain form of love cannot become safe simply because you wish for it deeply. It may ask you to stop explaining your worth to someone committed to misunderstanding it. These choices may not feel soft at first, but they can still come from love. Love is not always agreeing. Love is not always staying. Love is not always giving more. Sometimes love is the moment you finally say, I cannot keep hurting myself in order to keep this connection. The wounded part may fear that every boundary will lead to loss. Remind it that losing what requires self-abandonment can make room for a more honest life. Not every ending is failure. Not every closed door is punishment. Sometimes a door closes because you are no longer willing to become smaller to pass through it. Self-love gives you permission to stand in your full truth. You do not need to become hard. You only need to become clear. clear about what brings peace, clear about what keeps reopening the wound, clear about the kind of words you will no longer speak to yourself, clear about what your body needs, clear about what love should not require. This clarity becomes another form of safety. The wound does not have to guess whether you will protect it. Your choices begin answering. You may say, "I will listen when something feels wrong. I will not use loneliness as a reason to return to pain. I will not call anxiety love. I will not call self-loss loyalty. I will not call silence peace when I am disappearing inside it." These are powerful acts of return. You are coming home to yourself. You are opening windows. You are letting light enter old rooms. You are finding parts of yourself that were hidden beneath survival. Perhaps there is joy there. Perhaps there is creativity. Perhaps there is a voice you stopped using. Perhaps there is a simple desire you stopped admitting because you feared disappointment. The wound may have taken up much space, but it is not the only thing within you. There is still life. There is still wonder. There is still a part of you that wants to trust a new morning. Self-love does not stare at the wound forever. It cares for the wound so you can begin living beyond it. You may not know who you are without the old pain. That can feel strange. If you have spent years protecting yourself, calm may feel empty. If you have spent years proving your worth, rest may feel wrong. If you have spent years waiting for another answer, moving forward may feel like letting go of something important. Let the unfamiliar feeling be present. You are not losing yourself. You are meeting yourself without the old struggle. The version of you beyond the wound is not careless. It is not cold. It has not forgotten. It has simply learned that remembering does not require suffering every day. You can carry wisdom without carrying the weight. You can carry truth without carrying shame. You can carry boundaries without carrying hatred. You can carry hope without abandoning what you have learned. This is the home you are building. A place where feelings can speak. A place where the body can rest. A place where mistakes do not remove love. A place where the past is heard but does not control every choice. A place where you do not have to earn the right to exist. You may still seek love outside this home, but you no longer leave the door locked against yourself. You are inside now. You are listening. You are learning how to remain. Say again softly within, "I no longer leave myself alone inside my pain." Let the words reach every part of you that has waited for your return. I believe you. You are not a burden. You do not have to hide. You do not have to be perfect. I am here. This is the love the wound needed, not love that rushes, not love that demands quick healing, not love that becomes tired of your feelings. Steady love, patient love, honest love, love with boundaries, love that knows you can be tender and strong at the same time. The wound may still ache, but now it is not aching alone. The old room has been opened. The alarm has been heard. The false message has been questioned. The heavy stone has begun to leave your hands, and now the heart can enter the next part of healing. It can stop trying to manage every step. It can stop asking for proof before it rests. It can begin trusting what is changing quietly, beyond what the eyes can see. Not every wound has to be fully understood before you sleep. Not every question has to be answered. Not every memory needs to be opened. Not every feeling needs to be named. There is a point where healing stops being something you force and becomes something you allow. You have listened. You have looked inward. You have met the body with more kindness. You have questioned the old belief. You have become willing to release part of the past. Now you can let the night hold what you do not need to solve. The mind may resist this. It may say, "We are not finished." It may say, "There is more to understand." It may say, "What if this feeling comes back tomorrow?" The mind likes clear endings. It wants proof that the work is complete. But the heart does not always heal in a straight line. It heals in quiet shifts. It heals through small returns. It heals while you are living, resting, choosing, and learning. You may not be able to see what is changing tonight. That does not mean nothing is changing. A seed changes beneath the soil long before the first sign appears above it. The outer ground may look the same. There may be no flower, no leaf, no visible proof. But beneath the surface, the seed is opening. A root is beginning. Life is moving where the eyes cannot yet confirm it. Your healing may be moving this way. You may wake tomorrow with some of the same memories. The wound may not disappear. But perhaps you speak to yourself differently. Perhaps the old thought comes and you do not follow it as far. Perhaps fear rises and you remember, "I am here now." Perhaps you feel guilt and choose rest anyway. Perhaps you notice the old urge to chase, explain, or prove, and you become still instead. These are signs of healing. They may not be dramatic enough to impress the mind, but they matter. Healing is often quiet before it becomes clear. The first sign may be less self-attack. The first sign may be a moment of honesty. The first sign may be the boundary you no longer feel the need to explain for hours. The first sign may be the night when an old memory returns and you do not lose yourself inside it. The first sign may be the way you become tired and choose care instead of shame. Do not demand that healing arrive only in the form you expect. It may not look like forgetting. It may look like remembering without collapsing. It may not look like never feeling anger again. It may look like anger no longer controlling your actions. It may not look like trusting everyone. It may look like trusting yourself enough to move slowly. It may not look like feeling peaceful every hour. It may look like knowing how to return when peace is lost. The mind may overlook these changes because it is waiting for the wound to vanish. But healing is not always the complete absence of pain. Sometimes it is the presence of love where only fear existed before. The wound still speaks, but now another voice answers. The body still becomes tense, but now you notice and offer support. The past still has meaning, but it no longer receives all your energy. You are not waiting to become untouched by life. You are becoming more deeply held within yourself. Let this truth settle. Healing is moving within me, even when I cannot yet see the result. You do not need to repeat it with pressure. Simply allow it to be possible. Healing is moving within me, even when I cannot yet see the result. Perhaps the wound has made you suspicious of slow change. You may want a clear moment when everything becomes different. You may want to wake and feel no pain. You may want the old thoughts to be gone. The desire is understandable, but rushing healing can become another way of rejecting where you are. It says, "This version of me is not acceptable." The heart hears that pressure. A gentler path says, "I am allowed to heal at a human pace." You are not behind. You are not doing this incorrectly because feelings return. You are not failing because certain nights are harder. The sticky seed does not accuse itself because the flower is not visible yet. It continues becoming. You can continue becoming too. The work beneath the surface may include learning that rest is safe. It may include learning that love does not have to feel like fear. It may include learning to trust your own no. It may include learning that you can receive without waiting for loss. It may include learning that sadness can pass through without taking your whole future. These lessons need time, not because you are difficult to heal, because the heart learns through experience. One safe choice becomes evidence. One honest boundary becomes evidence. One night when you remain beside yourself becomes evidence. The heart gathers these moments. It begins to say, "Perhaps things are different now." It begins to say, "Perhaps I do not have to stay prepared for the past." It begins to say, "Perhaps peace can remain." Do not dig up the seed every morning to check whether it has changed. Do not measure your healing after every difficult thought. A hard moment does not destroy the work beneath the surface. A fearful reaction does not return you to the beginning. The root can remain even when the weather changes. You may have a heavy day and still be healing. You may cry and still be growing. You may miss what hurt you and still know you cannot return. You may feel uncertain and still be moving in a healthier direction. Two truths can exist together. You can feel pain and be healing. You can feel fear and be safe in this moment. You can remember and continue forward. You can want an answer and still choose rest without it. This is emotional freedom. It does not demand that you become empty of feeling. It allows feeling without making each emotion a final truth. Tonight, you do not have to decide what every feeling means. You can let sadness be sadness. You can let tiredness be tiredness. You can let uncertainty remain unanswered. You can say, I will not build my whole future from what I feel in this one moment. Night can make emotions feel larger. The room becomes quiet. The mind has fewer distractions. Old fears may become louder. Remember that a loud feeling is not always a true prediction. It may be old pain asking for comfort. You do not need to obey every thought that visits before sleep. You do not need to solve every fearful picture. You can notice it and say, that is fear speaking. You can notice an old memory and say, that happened before. I am here now. You can notice the need to control tomorrow and say, tomorrow can meet me when it arrives. There are many things you cannot see from this bed. You cannot see every conversation that will bring clarity. You cannot see every new choice you will make. You cannot see every way your heart will become stronger. You cannot see every safe connection that may enter your life. The wounded mind often assumes that what it cannot see must be dangerous. But the unknown also holds possibility. It holds mornings you have not lived. It holds peace you have not practiced yet. It holds versions of you who no longer believe the old message so quickly. The future is not only a place where pain may happen again. It is also a place where your healing can become visible. Let the unknown remain open. You do not need to fill it with fear. You can say, I do not know exactly what comes next, and I can still rest tonight. Trust is not certainty. It is the willingness to stop demanding certainty before allowing peace. You may not know how the wound will soften. You may not know which belief will loosen first. You may not know when the body will feel fully safe, but you can know how you want to meet yourself with patience, with truth, with care, with fewer harsh words, with stronger boundaries. This is enough direction for tonight. You do not need the entire path. You only need a way to meet the next moment. If the wound speaks, listen without entering every detail. If fear rises, remind the body that this is the present. If shame appears, answer it with truth. If the mind asks for proof, let your loving response become the proof. You are responding differently. That is real. The wound may still be present, but the relationship is changing. You are no longer hiding it. You are no longer fighting every feeling. You are no longer making pain the final truth about who you are. You are no longer carrying the past without question. You are no longer waiting outside yourself for all the love you need. These are deep changes. Let the night carry them quietly. You do not have to hold the healing process awake. The seed does not need you to watch it through the night. The heart can continue learning while the mind becomes still. Your role is not to force every change. Your role is to create a kinder inner place where change can happen. The rest belongs to time, practice, truth, and the quiet wisdom within you. Say gently, I allow what is healing to continue without my control. I do not need to understand everything tonight. I trust the small changes I cannot yet see. I let the night be a place of rest, not another place of pressure. You have carried pressure into enough nights. The pressure to understand, the pressure to forgive quickly, the pressure to feel better, the pressure to stop thinking, the pressure to wake up changed. Release that pressure. You do not need to wake as a completely different person. A softer thought is enough. A kinder response is enough. One moment when you choose yourself is enough. Healing grows through these moments. Let tomorrow be allowed to contain small progress. Perhaps you will notice that you do not reach for the old story immediately. Perhaps you will notice more space between a feeling and your response. Perhaps you will feel the need to protect your peace without feeling cruel. Perhaps you will hear the old inner voice and recognize that it is not your deepest truth. These small changes are roots. Protect them. Do not call them nothing. The wounded part may have spent years believing change was impossible. Every small act of love proves otherwise. You have seen the wound. You have softened the struggle. You have listened to the body. You have found the belief beneath the pain. You have begun releasing the weight. You have returned to yourself. Now the heart is ready to receive words that do not pressure it. Words for safety, words for release, words for forgiveness, words for love, words that can move through the night without asking you to work harder. Tonight you are safe to rest. You do not have to protect yourself from every possible tomorrow. You do not have to prepare an answer for everything. You do not have to hold every unfinished thought in your hands. This moment asks nothing from you. The day has ended. What was not completed can wait. What was not understood can remain open. What was not answered does not need to be chased through the night. You are allowed to let the mind become less responsible. You are allowed to let the body be held by the bed beneath you. You are allowed to stop proving your strength. Rest is not weakness. Rest does not mean you have given up. Rest is the way you tell the body, you do not have to remain on guard every hour. You are safe to become quieter within. The wound may still be near. Let it know it does not have to hide. My pain matters. What I felt was real. I do not need to deny my heart in order to move forward. You can acknowledge what hurt without entering the old moment again. You can say, yes, this affected me. You can say, yes, I carried more than I admitted. You can say, yes, part of me still needs care. There is no shame in this honesty. Honesty does not make the wound larger. It removes the loneliness around it. The hidden part is no longer knocking behind a closed door. It has been seen. It has been heard. It does not need to shout tonight. You can say, I see you. I believe you. You are not too much. I am not asking you to disappear before I offer love. Let the wound receive these words. Perhaps it has heard many promises. Perhaps it is careful. Let it be careful. You do not need to force trust. You can offer the words and remain steady. I will not use this pain against you. I will not call you weak. I will not shame you for remembering. I will not leave because you are hurting. Your presence is enough. The past may still call for your attention. An old conversation may return. An unanswered question may appear. A face, a room, a sentence, or a moment may enter the mind. You do not need to follow it. You can notice and return. I release the need to replay what cannot be changed. I release the need to find one final answer tonight. I loosen my grip on the old story. This release does not erase the truth. It gives the present room to breathe. You do not have to keep the wound active to prove that it mattered. You do not have to remain angry every hour to know that a boundary was crossed. You do not have to carry pain into every new day to honor what you survived. You can remember the lesson. You can keep the wisdom. You can let the weight become lighter. I return my energy to the life that is here now. The past had its moment. The memory had its voice. Now the present is allowed to speak. The present says, you are here. The present says, you have choices. The present says, you can respond with love. You cannot change what happened, but you can stop giving it every night. You can stop building the same inner room around it. You can allow the old picture to become less bright. I release what I no longer need to carry through this night. Not everything at once, only what is ready, only the part your hands are tired of holding. Perhaps it is blame. Perhaps it is the need to be understood by someone who could not understand. Perhaps it is the hope that the past will become different. Perhaps it is the belief that peace would betray your pain. Set down what is ready. Keep the lesson. Release the weight. You may have blamed yourself. You may have asked why you stayed, why you hoped, or why you remained silent. Tonight, let a gentler truth enter. You did what you could with what you knew. You were trying to survive. You were trying to protect love. You were trying to make sense of pain. You were not perfect. You did not need to be perfect. I forgive myself for what I did not know. I forgive myself for trying to earn love. I forgive myself for staying silent when I felt afraid. I forgive myself for the times I ignored what I needed. These words may feel tender. Let them remain tender. You are not excusing every choice. You are refusing to continue the punishment. You are allowed to learn without hating who you were. You are allowed to become wiser without calling the old version of you foolish. That version needed guidance. That version needed safety. That version needed someone to say, you are doing the best you can. offer those words now. I understand why you were afraid. I understand why you hoped. I understand why leaving felt difficult. I understand why you could not see clearly inside the pain. Understanding softens shame. It creates room for new choices. The past self is not your enemy. It carried you here. It survived long enough for you to learn another way. I am willing to stop punishing myself. Let this become a new agreement. You will still take responsibility. You will still learn. You will still repair what can be repaired. But you will not use growth as a reason for cruelty. You will not make shame the price of wisdom. You can change through love. You can become more honest without becoming harsh. You can become stronger without rejecting your softness. Tonight you are worthy of tenderness. You do not need to earn it. You do not need to complete another task. You do not need to become calm enough, healed enough, or good enough. Tenderness can meet you as you are. I am worthy of care in this moment. I am worthy of safe love. I am worthy of words that do not wound me. I am worthy of rest that does not need to be earned. The old belief may say, prove it. You do not have to argue. Simply practice. Allow the bed to support you. Allow the day to end. Allow one kind thought to remain. These are acts of worth. You may have believed that love must be difficult to be real. You may have believed you must chase it, earn it, or keep proving that you deserve it. But love can be steady. Love can be clear. Love can allow you to remain yourself. You are becoming open to love that does not require fear. You are becoming open to care that does not ask you to disappear. You are becoming open to connection that honors truth. I am allowed to receive love that feels safe. You do not need to rush toward it. You do not need to trust without wisdom. You can move slowly. You can watch actions. You can listen to the body. You can remain open without abandoning your boundaries. The wound may say, close the heart. Love answers, protect it with wisdom, not fear. The wound may say, never trust again. Love answers, trust can grow slowly where care is shown. The wound may say, you will be hurt. Love answers, I will not leave myself if disappointment comes. You are not promising a life without pain. You are promising a life where pain no longer removes your own love. I remain beside myself. When sadness comes, you remain. When fear comes, you remain. When loneliness comes, you remain. When you make a mistake, you remain. When another heart cannot meet you, you remain. This is not loneliness. This is inner loyalty. It creates a foundation beneath every relationship. You can enjoy love without making it your only source of worth. You can receive support without believing you are empty without it. You can be chosen by another without abandoning the choice you make within. I choose myself with kindness, not above everyone, not against everyone, beside everyone, including yourself in the care you give. The hidden wound may still ask, "Will you leave me tomorrow?" Answer through your choices. You will listen. You will rest when you can. You will speak more honestly. You will notice what costs too much peace. You will stop calling self-loss love. You will return whenever you forget. The promise is not perfection. The promise is return. I will return to myself. This night is part of that return. You are not running from silence. You are letting silence become safe. You are not filling the room with old fear. You are letting the heart hear new words. Healing can continue quietly. You do not need to watch it. You do not need to ask whether it is working. You can let the seed remain beneath the soil. You can let the root begin where no one sees. I trust what is healing quietly within me. Mind may ask when you will feel different. Let the question pass. You do not need a date. You need patience. The mind may ask whether the wound will return. It may return, and you will meet it with more love. The mind may ask whether you will ever feel free. Freedom is already beginning each time you stop feeding the old pattern. I trust the small changes. I trust the kinder thought. I trust the boundary. I trust the moment when I choose peace instead of replay. These moments are not small to the heart. They are new evidence. They tell the wounded part, the old life is not the only life available. Tonight, you are allowed to release control. You do not need to manage the whole healing process. You do not need to make the body relax perfectly. You do not need to clear every thought. You do not need to feel a certain way before sleep comes. Let yourself be human. Let the mind wander and return. Let feelings rise and move. Let the body find its own quieter rhythm. I do not force peace. I make room for peace. There is a difference. There is a force says, you must feel better now. Room says, you are welcome as you are, and calm may come when it is ready. The heart responds to room. The body responds to patience. You can lie here without becoming another problem to solve. You are not a problem. You are a life in the process of healing. You have carried old words. Tonight, you can choose new ones. You are enough. Your needs matter. Your feelings are not a burden. You do not have to become smaller to be loved. Let these words come near. Perhaps one feels true. Perhaps another feels difficult. You do not have to force them all. Carry the one your heart can receive. Maybe it is. I am allowed to rest. Maybe it is, I am learning that I matter. Maybe it is, I will not abandon myself. One honest sentence can become a light in a dark room. Let it remain. The wound may have taught you to fear tomorrow. It may expect the same pain in a new form. But tomorrow is not written only by the past. Tomorrow also receives the choices you make now. The kinder voice, the clearer boundary, the willingness to rest, the decision not to chase what continues to hurt. These choices enter the future with you. I welcome a softer morning, not a perfect morning, not a morning without responsibilities, a softer one, a morning where the wound is not the first voice you believe, a morning where you remember that you are more than what happened, a morning where your body receives kindness before pressure. You are allowed to hope for that. Hope does not make you foolish. Hope is not the same as ignoring truth. Healthy hope says, life can hold something different because I am learning to choose differently. Let hope be quiet. It does not need to make promises it cannot prove. It can simply say, there may be more for me, more peace, more truth, more safe connection, more. Mornings where you do not wake carrying the whole past. You do not need to know how. You can leave room. Tonight, you are safe to release what you no longer need to hide. The wound has been seen. Its truth has been honored. Its false message has been questioned. It does not need to remain hidden to be protected. You are protecting it with love now. I am safe to be honest with myself. I am safe to feel without becoming the feeling. I am safe to let the past become less powerful. I am safe to rest while healing continues. Let the words become quieter within you. There is nothing else you need to prove. No final answer. No perfect release. No sudden change. Only this moment. Only this bed. Only this night. And the steady truth that you are no longer leaving yourself alone inside the wound. The wound may not disappear in one night. You may wake and remember. You may feel some of the same tenderness. You may notice that the heart still has questions. This does not mean tonight was wasted. Healing does not need to be complete to be real. Something meaningful has already begun. The wound has been met differently. Instead of being pushed away, it was heard. Instead of being judged, it was understood. Instead of being treated as proof that something is wrong with you, it was treated as a part of you that needed care. This new response matters. The hidden wound is no longer alone. It may still be tender, but tenderness is not the same as abandonment. You are here now. You are becoming the presence it once needed. You do not have to wake as a completely different person. Let the morning be simple. Perhaps you wake and feel one softer thought. That is progress. Perhaps an old fear appears, and you notice it without believing every word. That is progress. Perhaps you remember something painful and do not attack yourself. That is progress. Perhaps you keep one small boundary. That is progress. Perhaps you rest a little longer without calling yourself lazy. That is progress. Do not make healing so large that you miss the quiet ways it appears. The mind may look for a life-changing sign. The heart may change through a small moment, a moment when you say, "I will not send that message from panic." A moment when you decide not to reopen what has already shown you its limits. A moment when you speak to the body with care. A moment when you recognize the old belief and say, "That is not the whole truth." These moments are the new path. They may feel small because they are new, but every repeated choice becomes a direction. You are not trying to erase your past. You are changing what happens next. What you once kept hidden has now been touched by understanding. What you once carried alone has now been met with love. The wound does not need to control the whole future in order to be honored. It has been acknowledged. It has been allowed to speak. Now it can begin to rest. What was hidden can be seen. What was judged is seen and be understood. What was tense can soften. What was blamed can be forgiven. What was abandoned can be loved. What was wounded can begin to heal. You do not need to force these changes. Let them become possible. Let the heart learn slowly. Let the body gather new evidence. You have more choices now. You can notice what hurts and respond sooner. You can hear the body without fearing every signal. You can keep a boundary without turning it into hatred. You can forgive yourself without denying responsibility. You can receive love without leaving yourself behind. This is what it means to live beyond the hidden wound, not to become untouched, to become more deeply connected to your own truth. There may still be nights when the wound feels close. When that happens, return to what you have learned. The wound is not your identity. The feeling is not a prediction. The old belief is not the final truth. The body is not your enemy. Forgiveness does not require forgetting. Self-love does not require perfection. Healing does not require visible proof every day. You can meet yourself again. You can say, "I know this feeling. I know why it may be here. I will not make it larger with shame. I will remain beside myself." The return may become easier with time. The words may come sooner. The body may begin to trust that fear will be met with care. The heart may begin to trust that honesty will not always lead to rejection. This is how a new inner life is built, quietly, steadily, through the way you respond when no one else can hear. You may have believed healing would arrive through one perfect answer. Perhaps it is arriving through the relationship you are creating with yourself. A relationship where you listen, where you believe, where you protect, where you forgive, where you allow rest. That relationship can become the ground beneath a softer future. You may not feel strong every day. Strength is not always a feeling. Sometimes strength is the choice not to return to the same pain simply because it is familiar. Sometimes strength is letting the day end without one more argument in your mind. Sometimes strength is admitting, I need care. Sometimes strength is allowing the wound to become less important than your peace. You have done enough for tonight. You do not need to review the whole journey. You do not need to check whether every part is healed. Let the mind stop measuring. Let the heart stop performing. You are safe to let this day end. The unfinished thoughts can remain unfinished. The future can wait outside this moment. Your only work now is to allow rest. I have done enough for tonight. I am safe to let this day end. I allow my heart to rest. I trust the quiet work of healing. Tomorrow, I can meet myself with greater love. Let these words become gentle companions. They are not demands. They do not ask you to believe perfectly. They offer a direction toward rest, toward kindness, toward the life that becomes possible when you stop hiding from your own heart. The wound may have waited years for a night like this, not a night when everything disappeared. A night when you finally stopped leaving. A night when you listened. A night when you recognized that what hurt you did not define you. A night when you understood that peace does not erase the truth. It returns you to life. You may sleep deeply. You may take time to settle. You may feel emotion before rest comes. Whatever happens, you are not doing it wrong. Healing does not need a perfect night. It needs honesty and care. You have offered both. The morning will come in its own time. You do not need to reach for it. Let the darkness remain gentle. Let the body become less guarded. Let the heart release what it is ready to release. You are not responsible for carrying every part of the past until sunrise. You can place some of it down. You can trust that what matters will not be lost. The truth remains. The wisdom remains. You remain. But the weight can become lighter. The wound is no longer hidden from your own love. It has been seen without shame. It has been held without force. It has been given room to breathe. Now let the night hold you gently. The wound is no longer alone.